Hello again everyone. Today we're going to talk about homemade DIY skincare recipes that you should absolutely never try. And these recipes are everywhere. They're all over YouTube, they're all over the internet, all over blogs, and for some reason they just won't die. So I'm going to make this video today to tell you which ones you should never try and why. And to start, let's talk about lemons. One of the most popular recipes that I see involves taking a lemon, cutting it in half, coating it in sugar, and then scrubbing it all over your face. Now, I kind of understand why people might think this is a good idea. You think, oh, lemons have vitamin C and sugar is exfoliating, exfoliation is good, but no. The pH of lemon juice is way too low to be just rubbing all over your face. It's highly irritating, and then adding a crystalline substance to it, crystalline meaning it has sharp edges, scrubbing that all over your face, you're going to create a lot of tiny lacerations through which the lemon juice can enter and further irritate the skin. So absolutely not. Do not ever do this. The best way to exfoliate your skin is gradually over time, and leave-on treatments like AHAs, BHAs, retinols, etc. are by far the best way to go about it. I've said before that scrubs are really not that effective at exfoliating, especially over the long term. So not only is this not providing the benefit that you think it is, but it's going to damage your skin in the long term if you do this repeatedly. Another version of that I've seen is to do the same thing but with a tomato. Tomato is slightly safer to use on the skin, and tomatoes do have some beneficial properties for oilier skins because they are naturally astringent. But same thing applies. You do not want to be rubbing sugar all over your face. And homemade scrubs in general, homemade facial scrubs are generally a bad idea. And on that note, let's talk about baking soda. Baking soda is something that does not belong on your face, literally ever. You should never, ever, ever put baking soda on your face. Your skin has a naturally acidic pH, and that's a good thing. It helps to keep the lipid layer intact, helps to keep the skin healthy and performing its job, keeping things out of the body. But when you introduce something that is highly alkaline to it, you are compromising the quality of that lipid layer and the integrity of your skin. Now, a lot of recipes say, well, you can mix this in with your cleanser and it makes for a nice mild exfoliation. And that's true, and it's an extremely mild exfoliation because this is just a powder. There's very little grit to it. And that's all well and good, but you're introducing a highly alkaline substance into your skincare routine, and that is never advisable. There are also a lot of sort of like logical leaps that people take with baking soda, like baking soda is good for cleaning your teeth, so it also must be good for cleaning your face, but that's just not true, absolutely not true. It may help you to clean your face, but it's not going to help your skin be healthy. The only time we as estheticians really purposefully introduce an alkaline substance is during a process called disencrustation, which we use before extracting blackheads, and that is a whole other thing. It's done in a very controlled way, but I do not ever recommend that you add baking soda to any of your skincare products. In fact, the only thing that I ever recommend adding as a mechanical exfoliant, if you did want to add something to your face wash to make it into a mild scrub, would be jojoba beads, and you can get these in bulk from various ingredient suppliers like Coastal Scents, I believe, has some, but just do a Google search for jojoba beads. That is Jojoba. And you should be able to find some, and they're not expensive, and because they are just a wax, they are biodegradable and therefore much better for the environment than a lot of the plastic beads that you're getting in your facial scrubs. Alright, another thing you should never put on your face is toothpaste. I don't know where this one came from. I don't know who had the brilliant idea to take a tube of Crest and slather it on their face. I've heard this before from many people that they'd heard to use toothpaste as like a spot treatment for acne. That's not a good idea. Toothpaste often has baking soda in it, so right there you're getting a high alkaline product. Even if it doesn't have baking soda, toothpaste is basically sodium lauryl sulfate, which is soap, which is also alkaline, mint, which is an irritant, and silica, which is an abrasive. It has some other stuff in it for flavorings, sweeteners, etc. But those are the three main things. And you may experience a drying effect from rubbing sodium lauryl sulfate and silica on your face, but that's not a good thing. If you want to have an effective spot treatment, get a clay mask. That's what they're for. Clay masks are great at drawing out oils and helping reduce inflammation. So you can either make one yourself, get some kaolin, and mix in a little toner, that works great. Or you can buy many different wonderful clay masks. My personal favorite is the SkinCeuticals Clarifying Clay Mask. It's a really great one, and it makes a great spot treatment. Alright, the next thing you never want to put on your face is lavender oil, and this is very controversial because people love lavender, and I love lavender too, as a fragrance. I love it in the home. I put a little bit of it in my nail polish remover, but I don't put it on my face. There's a lot of new research coming out about lavender, and it's still not quite definitive, but there are a few things that we know. Lavender is an irritant, first and foremost, which we already knew, but lavender is also very highly phototoxic, which means that it reacts strongly in sunlight. It can cause hyperpigmentation and inflammation in the skin. It can also be cytotoxic, which means it can be toxic to the cells of your skin. So if you want to enjoy lavender, use it as a fragrance in your home. You can mix in a little bit of it in with your body lotion and rub it on areas where you won't get any sunlight. I don't really recommend leaving it on the skin because of its possible cytotoxic properties, but if you really love lavender, just keep it in your environment, not on your face, not anywhere that you're going to be getting any sunlight. This next one is a particularly strange one that I encountered in some YouTube comments, I forget where, but someone left a comment saying that you can wash your face with alcohol to remove blackheads. And you guys know how I feel about alcohol. It is just, you should never ever put it on your face. But this person said that there was a dermatologist who made a video saying that you can put alcohol in the skin and it helps to extract blackheads. Therefore, it's okay, because a dermatologist said it, and that means that this person obviously knows better than I do. But of course, that is absolutely terrible advice. You never want to put alcohol in your skin for any reason. It is just not something you want to do. The next one is apple cider vinegar, and this is another controversial one because conventional training, conventional aesthetic training would tell us that you don't want to put vinegar on your skin because of its pH. However, it's kind of a cult favorite. My sister really swears by it. She used to have acne. She started using apple cider vinegar as a toner and it cleared up. However, she has very dehydrated skin that doesn't really ever take to moisturizer. And my take on it is that using this highly acidic substance, this irritating substance on her face on a regular basis has damaged her lipid layer, and she has combo oily skin, so she can't really use heavy moisturizers, and she shouldn't really need one. But her lipid layer is compromised, so her skin can't retain moisture. So she ends up in this place where, yes, she doesn't have acne anymore, but now she has severely and chronically dehydrated skin that doesn't tolerate moisturizers well. So I don't really recommend it. If you are going to use apple cider vinegar as a toner, I would mix it with water, definitely dilute it, and don't put it straight on your face. Apple cider vinegar does have some really great properties for the body in general, but I never recommend putting straight vinegar on the face. This last one really only applies some of the time. If you have oily skin or skin that is prone to comedogenic breakouts, which means if you put something like an emollient product on your skin and you have breakouts the next day, you don't want to be using olive oil or coconut oil on your face. These are two very popular recipes, if you can call them that. A lot of people recommend using olive oil or coconut oil to take off your makeup. And that's not as bad as leaving it on your face. I never really recommend using either one of them as a moisturizer, just because they're not the best tolerated in the skin, despite a lot of hype around them. They're not really the best oils to be using on the face. For the body, yeah, you can get away with it, but for the face, it's a little sketchier. However, if you're going to use it as a makeup remover and wash it off immediately after, it's not as big of a deal. I just don't recommend it if you do have oily skin or combo skin or skin that is just prone to comedogenic breakouts, which could include dry skin. Some dry skin types do get comedogenic breakouts very easily. And lastly, let's just talk about essential oils in general for a minute. A lot of online blogger and YouTube recipes call for essential oils for various reasons. I saw one the other day that was a post-sun body spray that had tea and aloe and mint in it. And the tea and the aloe are fine, but the mint, I suppose, was there for its tingly, cooling sensation, but the problem is that mint is a very strong irritant, like most of these essential oils are. So putting something on your skin that tingles and feels cool doesn't mean that it's actually helping, and I'm going to talk about that in the future. So if you see a recipe that calls for the use of essential oils, I would be very skeptical about it because there really isn't a good reason to be putting essential oils on your face in particular. And in fact, they can be quite harmful, so I'd be very careful. Just remember always that just because something is natural doesn't mean it belongs on your skin. And if you ever doubt that wisdom, just think about poison ivy, because poison ivy is 100% natural, but that doesn't mean it belongs on your face. And neither do lemons and baking soda. So I hope that was helpful. Those are all of the recipes that I can think of right at this minute, but if more come up, I can make another one of these videos in the future. If I didn't mention a recipe that you've heard of, it's either because I haven't heard of it, I forgot it, or it's in my DIY recipes to try video, which will be coming up soon. So if you have any recipes that I didn't mention, please leave them in the comments below. If you're curious about them, if you want to know my opinion, or if you just want to maybe get a sneak peek of what's coming up. Either way, I hope that was helpful, you guys. Let me know if you have any other questions, and if you like this video, if you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and please share my videos. If you find that I have some good things to say, just share them. Go to Facebook, Twitter, just put them out there, help your friends to not put baking soda on their faces and toothpaste and crap. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!